A brand new poll finds Republicans trust DeSantis more than Trump to charter the GOP's path moving forward. ABC News Ipsos poll found that 72% of registered Republicans believe that DeSantis should have a great or good deal of influence in the future direction of the GOP, while 64% of respondents said the same of Trump. Now, there have been reports about Trump calling DeSantis fat and telling his donors not to donate to his re-election bid, and DeSantis reportedly calling Trump a moron who has no business running for president. But what makes this comment from Trump different is that it's a direct comment at DeSantis. Joining me now, Republican strategist and political consultant Mark Weaver. Mark has consulted with many Republicans and worked with them, including Presidents Reagan, George W. Bush, among many, many others. Mark, thanks very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. Now, both DeSantis and Trump have to know exactly what they're doing here. But first, let me start with DeSantis. You know, DeSantis doesn't have to go and endorse O'Day. He knows what O'Day has said about Trump. He's got to know it's going to cause a little bit of a ruckus. He did this on purpose, didn't he?
I think DeSantis does everything on purpose, and I can't say that about Donald Trump, Dan. There's going to be an eventually collision between the Trump prairie storm and the DeSantis storm, and what happens will be fun to watch. It just happened a little earlier than some of us thought.
Yeah, and Trump clearly knowing that DeSantis is his rival. I mean, it's almost as if this is the sort of shadow way to box with each other, right? I mean, O'Day is this sort of, guy who doesn't have a great chance of winning, who's come out very critically against Donald Trump. It allows DeSantis to say, what do you mean? I'm just supporting the Republican candidate. And yet allows Donald Trump to go after DeSantis without quite going after DeSantis.
Yeah, I think O'Day is like a minivan driver driving down the road on his way to work, and here comes two speedsters. And all of a sudden he's caught up in this race, and he's just happens to be the flashpoint for between two very likely leaders of the Republican Party. I think DeSantis is going to be the leader either in 2024 or 2028. And so right now, this is an early flashpoint between two very big Republican elephants in our party.
Let me read you what O'Day said on his website about Trump and Biden. He said, Joe Biden is our president. He won the 2020 election, but he's doing a terrible job and he should not run again in 2024. Neither should Donald Trump. A Biden versus Trump rematch in 24 would rip the country apart. I believe people are ready to move our country forward. We have a lot of talent out there, a lot of great potential candidates who can serve 8 years. I'll support someone else like Governor Ron DeSantis, Senator Tim Scott, or former Ambassador Nikki Haley. I mean, this is a guy who specifically said, I will support Ron DeSantis if he runs for president against Donald Trump. Ron DeSantis comes back and returns the favor. I think this is a pretty big deal in terms of the dance that's been going on between DeSantis and Trump up to this point.
Yeah, I would call this purple state rhetoric 2 weeks before an election for a guy who's already got the Republican base, at least up until now. Your point is whether he's lost it, and he's trying to get more independent voters in Colorado. Will the true MAGA voters turn their back on O'Day and go towards Bennett? Will they skip that line on the poll? I don't think so. I don't think they'll be talking about this in 2 weeks. I could be wrong, but I suspect we will move on to the next brouhaha 2 days from now, much less 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, but again, I agree with you on the who knows where the MAGA voters will go, but I do think it's very relevant in the first overt confrontation between Trump and DeSantis. Everything else has been reporting. This is a direct confrontation. I think we're going to see more of it. Mark Weaver, thank you for coming on the program. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.